Hello everyone, welcome back to the Drivers Room. We're in the Endurance Championship today. This is Season 1 of 2020, Round 7, Tier 2, and we're at Circuit de Saint Croix, a layout in the Group 4s. Our grid walk today on pole we have Cafe Del Mar. Starting on the softs, he's second in the championship at the moment on 62 points. He missed round 1 but has a win and 3 podiums so far this season. So one of the favourites for promotion going into Season 2. And in second place we have Drec, starting on the super softs, third in the championship at the moment on 57 points, 5 points off of Cafe ahead in the table. 2 third places, his best result so far this season. In third place we have Mungino, starting on the super softs, championship leader at the moment on 71 points, 3 wins and a podium so far this season, gives him a 9-point lead at the top of the table going into round 7. And in fourth place we have Fabro, starting on the softs, 5th in the championship at the moment on 51 points. Extremely quick driver, won the last round but has 2 DNFs already this season, which may well cost him promotion in this tightly contested Tier 2 this season. And in 5th place we have JC, starting on the super softs. He's 11th in the championship at the moment on 18 points. Only 2 results registered so far. Excuse me, in the first 6 rounds. Just missed out on the podium in round 3 though, so does have pace. Starting from 5th today, we'll see how he gets on. And in 6th place we have Boss, starting on the super softs. This is his first appearance in Drec this season. One of the Drivers Room drivers struggles for availability on a Thursday night, but good qualifying today. See how he gets on, starting just outside the top 5. And in 7th place we have Jason. Starting on the softs, he's 11th in the championship at the moment, joint 11th on 18 points. Missed the last round and has a DNF in round 2, so all points scored from this point onwards will go towards his championship total. In 8th place we have Craig, starting on the super softs, 14th in the championship at the moment on 8 points. Another driver I think is transitioning from pad to wheel at the moment, but struggling for consistency this season, which is key for these hour-long races. And in excuse me, in 9th place we have Jamie D, starting on the super softs. He's 8th in the championship at the moment on 28 points. Yet to break into the top 5 this season, but consistent driving has seen him steadily move up the table. Got a lot to do, starting from 9th today. In 10th place we have Ricky J, starting on the softs. He's 15th in the championship at the moment on 6 points. Only 1 result registered so far this season, which was last round, picking up 7th place. And in 11th place we have AGT Grimlock, starting on the, he's got softs on the front, super softs on the back. 7th in the championship at the moment on 32 points. Top 5 looking a little out of reach at this stage of the championship, but 3 drivers within 12 points of him behind in the table, so all to play for at this stage of the season. But that's our grid walk for today. Let's get underway. So here we are then at round 7, Tier 2 in Drec. Getting very tight at the top of the table. Looks like a full start from Fabro in 4th place. As we get underway, Cafe's away clean. Looks like Mungino's had a really good start from 3rd place, so he may well jump into first, going into T1. Looks like he has done. So Mungino leading that, Cafe and Drec side by side in T1. Cafe Del Mar just coming out ahead. Drec slots into 3rd place, got JC in 4th, Ricky in 5th, Jason in 6th. It looks like Grimlock's made up a few places from the back of the grid. He's up into 8th place. Boss has fallen down a couple of places. As we follow the action now. And I think we've had a crash behind. Yeah, JC's hit the wall and he's spun out. He's fallen right to the back of the grid. Massive incident on T1 for on lap 1 for JC there. He's miles behind. He's fallen about 5-10 seconds behind the pack now. See Fabro trying to fight his way through the grid. It's early stages of the race, but it's back to the front now. So you've got Mungino out in front and Cafe Del Mar in second. Look like they've pulled a bit of a gap to Drec in 3rd, coming under pressure from Craig in the Jag at the moment. Jason in the Bugatti should be pretty strong around here, and that's Drec and Craig having a little coming together there, I think. And you see Craig slowing down, trying to give that place back up, and that's Grimlock charging through into 4th place. The AGT race, a great start from 11th on the grid up to 4th now on lap 1. Further running wide in the background again there, so rear damage maybe from the incident with Craig a second ago. So struggling to get back up to speed now. So Ricky and Jamie close behind. So Ricky's got major damage there as well, across the front, it's just disappeared. So they're all kicking off on lap 1 here. As we look at Craig taking a look on the inside of Grimlock there, nothing doing, and that's Fabro charging through up to 4th now as well. So great recovery from Fabro there after the full start on the grid. Back up into 4th, so you've got Grimlock down to 5th now. Craig in 6th, Furdak getting back up to speed in 7th, under pressure from Jamie though. He's picked up a 4-second penalty for something there. And Ricky under pressure from Boss falling back early on, but getting himself back up to speed now. Very, very early on in this race, long way to go yet. But as we just, that's Mun crashing from first place. Cafe Del Mar sweeping through to take first. Just seemed to make a bit of contact with the wall there and just caught the back end and spun him out. So falling a good few seconds behind Cafe Del Mar. Cafe up into first place, Mungino down to 2nd now. See if Jason can make any impression on him. See Fabro just he's already pulled a couple of seconds gap to Grimlock. Fabro got a lot of pace today. Good recovery. Just come up to the final corner now. It's Jason might come under pressure into this last bend. Fabro just going to sit behind and get the slipstream on the main straight. Get an overtake done into T1. So he runs a little bit wide there, but keeps the speed up. So I think Jason might just be getting a slipstream of Mungino ahead. Yeah, it looks like he may have done just enough to stay defensive for Jason. A little bit of contact there from Fabro on the inside of Jason T1, and that looks like a disconnect from Fabro. It's another DNF this season. Shame really, great driver. I just don't think he's got the right sort of temperament at the moment, and once he gets back on it, be a very welcome racer in the driver's room. But anyway, so that's Grimlock up into 3rd and Jason in 4th. So Grim running well at the early stage of the race. I think he just slipped through when Fabro and Jason had that little coming together. So Jason down to 4th now. He's going to have Furdak breathing down his neck. Craig doing well in the Jag, the Group 4 Jag, pretty good around here. Jamie up into 7th now, so we've got Boss up into 8th, steadily moving up the grid. See Ricky in the background, got JC down in 10th, still recovering after that lap 1 incident. Okay, 55 minutes left of this race to go, so see how he gets on. Just keep his head down now and see if he can catch up with the pack in front. So a quick run through the grid. We've got Cafe Del Mar in first place, Mungino in 2nd. It's about 1 or 2 seconds behind. Grimlock in 3rd. So he's about to come under pressure from Jason in 4th. Furdak in 5th. Craig in 6th. Jamie in 7th. Boss breathing right down his neck. See if he can get anything done down this main straight. Jamie goes a little bit defensive, very difficult corner to get an overtake done coming up this little chicane at the end of that straight. Jamie positioning his car well there and holding on to 7th, so you got Boss down in 8th, Ricky in 9th and JC up to 10th now after Fabro's DC. Going back on 3rd, 4th and 5th as well as Jason. It looks like Grimlock's just maintaining the gap to Jason at the moment, but Furdak's really closed up behind. See if he takes a look on the inside here, this long right-hander. I think he'll get that move comfortably done. It's side by side now, but Jason will have the inside of the next corner. Bit tighter line, and that's a good overtake there from Ferdek round the outside of the second to last corner. Moves himself up into 4th place. A bit of a wheel spin behind, so yeah, Jamie just looks like Jamie's closing the gap up to Craig now actually. Craig might well be coming under pressure from that Lexus soon. It's hitting the 7-minute mark now. Yeah, Jamie in 7th, Boston 8th, Ricky 9th, JC in 10th. Just rejoin the action a little bit further back. He's got Ferdek in 4th, just putting Grimlock under pressure now. So he's pulled away from Jason already. And he just moves out to the inside of this corner. I think this might be a pretty comfortable move. Good line through the next set of corners. So yeah, Ferdek up into 3rd place, last podium place now. Grimlock down to 4th. Still going well though. Just looking at that tyre wear on Grimlock's car, you can see why he went for the mixed compound, softer compound on the rears. Really not being troubled at all, but the front's already starting to fade. Still Grimlock in 4th place. And then a little bit further back, say you got, I think Jamie D's fallen back there, so you got Craig in 5th, Jamie D's dropped back to 8th place, and they're going to go three abreast into that chicane, and Craig would, yeah, see the compromised line of Boss and Jason there, and that's Jamie zipping through the middle of them to reclaim 6th place. But yeah, you can see that sort of went three abreast into that chicane. Craig had the better line. You can see the difference in exit speed as you see also Jamie D slipping through and getting past Boss and Jason. So positions changing all the time in this midfield battle. Jason slotting back into 7th place now. This might well bring Ricky into play behind. These guys keep on fighting. Back with our leader now, Cafe Del Mar, just coming to the end of lap 3. See Mungino in the background there. He's got a reasonably comfortable gap. I think he's broken the toe now. 3:19 last time round for Cafe. Mungino going purple on lap 2 though, so holding the fastest lap at the moment. Ferdek in 3rd. He's not managed to break the toe from Grimlock yet. So Grimlock doing well, hanging on to the back of Ferdek there, as you see a little bit of someone making a little bit of contact with a barrier in the background there, as these 3 guys still fighting. It's playing it into Craig's hands. Craig can just pull away from this group, as that looks like Jason taking a look into the inside of T1. Jamie running a little bit wide there and dropping back to 8th place. He's losing 2 places in one corner again. These 3 guys continuing to battle. So you got Boss in front now in 6th place. See what he can do with a bit of clean air. As you see the gap already, Craig's pulled to these guys while they've been fighting. About 2 or 3 seconds. And that's Jason running a little bit wide in the background. So Jamie D back up into 7th place in the Lexus. Jason falling back to 8th, Ricky in 9th, JC still in 10th. Good lap times from JC, 3:22 last time around. So as I say, see if he can just keep his head down and get amongst it in the last half of this race, last quarter of this race maybe. Always a good idea to carry on. There's only 10 runners now as well, so good points up for grabs all the way down the field. Cafe Del Mar and Mungino just running away with this race a little bit, and Cafe just seems to be extending that gap a touch. Supreme tyre wear on the Renault though. We may well see Cafe Del Mar going for an extra pit stop today. So Ferdek in comfortable 3rd place now. Grimlock in 4th. Craig still in 5th. It looks like Boss has really closed that gap up though. See, Boss has pulled away from Jamie D and Jason behind. He could well be putting Craig under pressure anytime soon. Craig a little bit untidy there. Yeah, much better exit from Boss. He's going to have the inside of his hairpin as well. He's going to get a job done around his hairpin. Yeah, good line, good exit, and yeah, up into 5th place. Good drive from Boss so far. Craig down to 6th. A little bit of spread with these guys now. Jamie is 7th, Jason in 8th. Looks like Ricky's really closed that gap up as well. So coming back into play, and Sage in the McGann also. Ooh, a little bit untidy there. So yeah, good tyre wear on the McGann. Just come up to the end of lap 4. See Furdeck jumping into the pits, first man to pit. 13-minute mark as we've got Grimlock goes round again. And Craig pitting behind also, so Furdeck just rejoining the track now, so Grimlock up into 3rd place. So we've got Boss moving up into 4th. Is he going to get the job done around the outside of T1? I think he does. Moves himself up to 4th, so Furdeck dropping a couple of places after that pit stop down to 5th place. Fresh rubber now though, so he's going to want to try and get ahead of this Ferrari as soon as possible. But really good tyre wear on the Ferrari at the moment. So probably not losing that much time. As you see, he's just set a PB last lap as well, got a 3 minute 23, very low 3 minute 23 there. So yeah, good drive from Boss, got in some clean air, put in a really good lap time and jumped Furdeck. So see if he can push on from here. Grimlock still running well in 3rd place. Front left really going now on the GTR. And Grim's really going to start struggling with lap time soon. He's going to start coming under pressure from these two guys very soon as well. I think he might get the inside of this corner as looks like he's lost out there as Grim just about holding on to that position, but again they're 3 abreast coming down to this chicane. I think Boss would do better just to hang back and get a better line and a better exit coming out and get a move done into the hairpin, but we'll see how this pans out. Grim takes a defensive inside line into the chicane, positions his car really well there, especially with that tyre wear. So Grim holding on to 3rd place. You've got Furdeck up into 4th now and Boss in 5th. And who's that in the background? Jamie D making a little bit of contact with the barrier there in the background. And slightly slow exit from Grim there, so just coming onto the bridge there. Furdeck's ahead already. So yeah, just losing the back end a little bit on the exit of that corner, and yeah, losing momentum down the straight of this bridge. Furdeck up into 3rd place now. Grim down to 4th. And Boss in 5th. A little bit further back, you've got Ricky in 6th. Ahead of Jamie now after that little bit of a crash into the barrier. Jamie in 7th, Craig in 8th, having pitted. So Jamie extending his stint as you've got Cafe Del Mar pitting from 1st place. So we'll promote Mungino into 1st. Just here, Cafe just leaving the pits now. Just coming from 2nd place. Furdeck having pitted the lap before, not even round the last corner yet. So the top 2 got the length of the home straight advantage at the moment. See what Grim does this time. 17-minute mark. So Grim diving into the pits. Boss carrying on for another lap. See if he can get back onto the toe of Furdeck ahead. Would do really well if he could. Furdeck's on the fresh rubber at the moment. Ricky, Jamie, Craig all coming through close together. and that's Grimlock ahead, just coming out of the pits. Just pretty vital. He stayed ahead of this fighting group. He needs to sort of break away from this group on the fresh rubber now. Craig at the back of this battle on the fresh rubber. Excuse me, really needs to get some overtake. It's done, and maybe pull away a little bit. Craig just putting Jammy under a little bit of pressure, yeah, and just gets the job done into the hairpins. Jammy down to 8th place now, Craig up into 7th. Grim's still going well in 5th place at the moment. Might struggle now though, because obviously can't choose the mixed compounds at the pit stop, so we'll see how he gets on with the super softs on the front. He's got Ricky. Oh, Ricky nearly losing the back end there. Just about staying in touch with Grim at the moment, so come around this long right-hander. And that's Grim running a bit wide. Oh, he needs to avoid that wall. He's clattered straight into the wall. He's picked up engine damage. Ricky's going to go through. Craig's going to zip through as well. Oh, there's nearly contact there as well. There's a massive speed difference between the two cars. Oh, Grim's still with that engine damage. He's going to have Jammy D breathing down his neck as well. I think it's going to be a comfortable overtake for Jammy as well. That's a real shame there. Grim going really well, just running a little bit wide and just couldn't have hit that wall, couldn't have hit the barrier any worse. Sent into a spin with engine damage and loses 3 places at this stage of the race. But anyway, Jammy through up to 7th, but diving into the pits by the looks of it. A long stint from Jammy, so Grim back up to 7th. Needs to get his head down now, pick up the speed again, as that looks like JC diving into the pits from last place. So JC just getting to the tail end of this group now. Jammy just leaving the pits, Jason back up into 8th, Jammy down to 9th. As we rejoin, looks like Craig putting Ricky under a bit of pressure. Ricky yet to make a pit. Tyre wear still pretty good on them again at the moment. Yeah, Jag looking a lot quicker at this stage of the race as he has a look at the inside of his corner. Oh, just can't slow the car down enough. Is he going to just about keeps the car pointing in the right direction as you see Grim flash through there. So yeah, losing a big chunk of time. He's had a bit of a nightmare this stint. He's come out on the fresh rubber and he's found himself behind a few cars with tyre wear. Yeah, it seems to have really cost him. Down to 7th now, so Grim not making another place up into 6th. And Ricky with a bit of breathing room now. He makes another mistake there. As he runs wide, there's gonna. I think Grimlock's gonna see that delta getting lower, and should be looking to grab that 5th place back. I just come up to the end of lap 7. 23-minute stint for Boss, not pitted yet. It's going well on the Ferrari. See if he dives in the 3 minute 23 last lap for Boss, as the cameraman gets lost somewhere. Yeah, diving into the pits from 4th place. Might well, I'd say, come out comfortably in 4th place as well. So Ricky's got a pit anyway, and side by side through the last turn there, Ricky and Grimlock. Yeah, Boss K further up the road, rejoining the race in 4th place. And it's Grim around the outside of T1. Super soft sticking really well there. It's a good move up into 5th place from Grim. Just keeping Ricky at bay now as Craig right on the tail of this battle as well. So yeah, it's obviously Craig got a lot more speed than Ricky at this stage of the race, I'd say, but he's now got 2 cars to get past. As you see, Ricky moving back up into 5th place. Grim dropping down to 6th there as he runs wide again. No, Ricky's going to let Grim through. Maybe Craig on the inside as well. Yeah. So Grim back up into 5th, Craig into 6th, Ricky back down to 7th. Excuse me. So let's see them keep it neat and tidy now. It's, you see the front tyre wear kicking in already. Ricky runs really wide and sends it into a spin straight into the barrier. So Jason's through, Jamie D's through as well. And I can't imagine JC is going to be that much further down the road. No, he's only a couple of seconds behind now. So yeah, like I said, after that first lap, JC probably fell about 20 seconds behind everybody else, and anything can happen these hour-long D-Rec races. Is certainly not worth rage quitting at the first sign of trouble. It's, top 3, top 4 now. Clean air between them. Grimlock in 5th, Craig in 6th. So these 2 guys just need to try and pull away now. So they'll be coming to the end of their stint soon. It's Craig, we're running a little bit wide out ahead of him. They come through this tricky left out. I think Grim's just carried a bit too much speed there. Craig's followed him straight off. They've both hit the barrier. Jason's taking the corner pretty well. Was going to put them both under pressure. And yet Jason's through past both of them. I think Jamie D didn't have a great exit there, but he's closed the gap up nevertheless. So another unforced error there from Grim. Must be kicking himself. Jason back up in the 5th. Grim a little bit of front end damage there. Cost him for a few corners, but just about holding on to 6th place now. There's Craig down to 7th and Jamie in 8th. Jamie on the fresher rubber now after that really long first stint. There's Ferdek pitting from 3rd place further up the field. Craig just doing enough to hold Jamie off at the moment. Yeah, Ferdek pitting from 3rd, comfortably coming back out in 3rd place. So a little bit of field spread with the top 4. This is where all the action's happening. It's got 5th to... So JC's moved up now, so yeah, JC's moved up a place after, and looks like Ricky's must have had another mistake somewhere, still yet to pit. So all positions retained in the T1, Jason 5th, Grim 6th, Craig in 7th, still under pressure from Jamie in 8th. That tyre wear starting to kick in a little bit on the Jag now, and yeah, Jamie looking very racy at this point. Rejoin the action as Jamie and Craig side by side coming onto this onto the long straight. There's JC right behind as well. He's picking up this tow of this battle in front. Excuse me. May well end up going 2 abreast into the chicane again. We'll see what happens. So you've got Craig out in front. Jamie just about slows the car down in time there. Gets it around the chicane, but all neat and tidy from the 3 drivers. Jamie might be inside of the hairpin though. Yeah, Craig running a little bit wide there, so that tyre wear kicking in a little bit on the Jag. But good exit nevertheless, retains 7th place. Your Cafe Del Mar pitting from 1st place. Craig runs wide again, same corner. Very, very difficult corner that leads onto the bridge. But it falls right back now, so Jamie up into 7th, JC in 8th place, Craig in 9th. And I say Cafe Del Mar pitting from the lead. Mungino takes the lead of this race on lap 10, having gone purple the previous lap, so he's got the fastest lap. So yeah, this can go any way at the front. We've just reached the halfway point. Still good tyre wear on them again. So I should be able to stretch this out for maybe another 10 minutes. We'll see if this is a two-stopper from Mung today. But Mungino in the lead of the race at this point. At the 30-minute mark, Cafe Del Mar in second, Ferdic in third, Boss in fourth. Really good drive from Boss actually, but see if we can start closing the gap on third place. Jason in fifth, Jammy just making a little bit of contact with the barrier on the exit of the last turn, and yeah, slowed him down quite a bit. You see JC pulling up alongside going into T1. A couple of people pit stopping behind. Oh, that's some massive coming together there. I think JC just lost the car a little bit in the T1. Made contact. I think he's yielding though. Yeah, fair play. He's fully off the throttle there, and lets Jammy reclaim 7th place. Exactly why I like driving in the driver's room. So yeah, JC back in 8th place. See if he can get the charge on again, put the Jammy under pressure. And Craig and Ricky pitting from the back, 9th and 10th, both of these guys out on fresh rubber. Craig taking on a bit more fuel. So yeah, quick run through the grid. Still got Mungino in first place on lap 11. Cafe Del Mar not that far behind. The seconds come out on the fresh rubber, closing that gap up to first place. Got Ferdic in a very comfortable third. But at the moment, just going, excuse me, setting his PB on the last lap. Same as Boss in full. 3:21 from Boss, 3:19 from Ferdic. That looks like Ferdic has a comfortable hold on that third place at the moment. Let's go back a little bit further down the grid. You've got Jason in 5th place now. Looks like he's about to dive into the pits. He's going to promote Grim up to 6th. Tyre wear on the front left of Grim's car. So see by the end of the next lap how much that's going to cost him. Is JC and Jammy going side by side into C1 again. Jammy on the inside this time. All pretty neat and tidy. And looks like Jammy might just have got that move done. It's going to have the inside this sweeping right-hander into the left. No, it looks like JC got the job done around the outside and retained 6th place. Jammy back into 7th. A much better tyre wear on JC's car at the moment, so yeah, he's just able to keep the power down around the outside of that corner pretty comfortably. So Grim in 5th place, definitely due a pit stop soon. And JC back up to 6th, so he's already pulled a bit of a gap to Jammy, just locking up the wheels there. Craig in 8th. So Jason rejoining in 10th place after that pit stop. Full tank of fuel now though. So he'll have to pit again for tyres, I'd imagine, but be a quick pit stop. See how that, see if he can progress back up through the field. Rejoin the leader now, Mungino. And, he's got a fast approaching Honda NSX. So he's just about getting on the end of the toe of the car in front, which will help him massively. So yeah, Cafe Del Mar right up the gearbox of Mungino at the moment as they come onto this long straight. I think this might be a pretty textbook move. Yeah, he's got the slipstream early. He should be able to get a car length in front before the braking zone. So, oh, terrible camera work. But yeah, he's car length in front, can reclaim the proper racing line through the chicane, keep his speed up comfortably. So Cafe Del Mar back up into 1st place now. Both of these guys on completely different strategies at the moment. I think Cafe Del Mar's still in a position where he's going to have to pit once more than Mungino at this point of the race. So he needs to get the hammer down now a little bit and try and extend a bit of a lead. But it does look like Mangino will be pitting at the end of this lap, and Cafe Del Mar's had a really poor exit out onto the bridge, and Mangino back up in the first place. So just talking about extending the lead, and he falls a second behind again. Let's say Mangino does look like he's critical on fuel now, so we'll have to pit at the end of this race. Still a quarter of a lap to go, and yeah, it'll give Cafe Del Mar a clear area he needs to try and build up a bit of a gap. Oh, as we just see Mangino running a little bit wide coming out of the long right-hander. Cafe Del Mar back up in the first place before the end of lap 12. Mangino back down to second, so they'll definitely be pitting the end of this lap. Third in third, Boss in fourth. And so top four in a world of their own at the moment. Everyone else getting caught up in battles and incidents. Mangino running right out of the last turn there, but yeah, diving into the pits. See what Cafe Del Mar can do in the lead now to try and basically earn himself a pit stop. 20 minutes of this race left to go. It looks like Boss getting critical on fuel now as well, so yeah, Ferrari definitely looking good on the two stop strategy today. Very good tyre wear. Jamie's still doing enough to hold JC off. Both of these guys getting low on fuel now as well, so it looks like we're coming up to the sort of second stage of pit stops for everyone. Quite a few drivers opting for a two-stopper, a few drivers opting for a three. Said a couple of times already, McGann, one of the cars looking really good on tyres today. Grimlock out in 10th for his last stint of the race, I'd say now, 19 minutes to go. Yeah, Boss pitting from 4th. Oh, I was just catching a bit of action out of the last turn. Jamie and JC going side by side, and are they both going into the pits there? Yeah. So side by side into the pits nearly. See if it should promote Ricky J up into 5th. I think it does. Got Jason a little bit further behind in 6th. Yep, he's through. Craig in 7th. Yep, neither car out of the pit lane yet, and Grimlock coming through at full speed. Back up into 8th. JC and Jamie down to 9th and 10th. JC jumping Jamie in the pits by the looks of it. Tiny bit less fuel taken on. Might have been better on the fuel on the way in, I didn't notice. There are 10 runners left. Last 20 minutes of the race. Cafe Del Mar, comfortable lead at the moment. So he does have to pit again. And Mangino behind should be good to the end of the race. Just under half a tank of fuel left. Solid drive from Ferdek today. Junior Team Sigma driver. Yeah, much needed podium. Try and push towards the promotion places this season. Boss in 4th. Great result from Boss, first appearance. I'd say shame couldn't make it more often. Very consistent driver, and yeah, very quick. Been very quick today. A solid 4th place from Boss. You got Ricky in 5th place. Seems to have pulled away from the fights behind. Still good on, so it might be good to the end of the race now, Ricky. That'll be a good result. He was towards the back of the grid at the start of the race. Cafe Del Mar pitting from 1st place. Says Mangino just coming up to the last corner now. 14% fuel for Cafe Del Mar, so he will have to take on a fair bit. Just under half a tank as he's coming out the pits now, and comfortably still in 1st place. A good few laps leading up to that pit stop, and Yeah, Mangino just holding on to second place for the moment. Ferdek in third, jumping into the pits. So Boss will be good to the end of the race now. Don't think he's close enough to challenge for third. And then you've got fifth to eighth, still pretty close together. Looks like Grimm's picked up damage somewhere, dropped to the back of the grid. Promoted Jamie and JC up a place each. Ooh, let's run it. Is he going to keep it out of the barrier? Yeah, just about kicks it out of the barrier, just loses a few seconds there though. Jamie's going to put him under pressure. So Craig having another unforced error there. Yeah, he loses a place to Jamie. Trots back down to 8th. Jamie with a better tyre wear at this stage of the race as well, so should be quicker. I think JC's had an incident somewhere as well, dropped back to 10th. Grimlock's moves up to 9th. These two guys are side by side. Just jump on board with Craig. That's good driving from the pair there as Jamie just slots in behind. Yeah, Craig back up into 7th place after that little incident. So Jamie looking quick this stage of the race on the better tyres. See if he can put Craig back under pressure. I just rejoined the race a little bit later on. Craig making a pit stop, coming back out in 10th for his last stint of the race. So could not make it a little bit of an error up ahead. So that tyre wear kicking in again on that GTR now. And might well be coming under pressure from Craig coming onto the bridge. Craig just sweeping to the left hand side to get a better run through. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. So it looks like Craig just taking 9th place away from Grim on his outlap on the fresh rubber. Grim down to 10th now. Rejoin our leader Cafe Del Mar. Less than 8 minutes to go in this race now. Just see Mangino just coming over the crest of the hill there in the background. So comfortable lead for Cafe Del Mar at the moment. Should be good to the end of the race. So Jason pitting also falling down the grid as he makes his pit. So Mangino in 2nd. So Ferdek comfortable 3rd place still. Boss in a comfortable 4th place still. Ricky in what is now a comfortable 5th place, having pulled away from all the battles behind. Got Jamie up into 6th. Jamie in 6th, JC in 7th, Jason in 8th, Craig in 9th, in a battle with Grimlock at the moment. Just rejoin the action at the end of lap 16. And Cafe, with a reasonably good lead, decides to take a pit, and he did look like he was good for fuel and tyres. See if that percentage goes up. He may well just be pitting for a really quick last stint. Still 2 laps to go, but Mangino takes the lead. It's a really dangerous tactic here from Cafe Del Mar, I think. Or was on course. Excuse me, was on course for the win. He's got pole today, and I think Mangino's got fastest lap, so may well have done it to try and grab fastest lap as well. But either way, Cafe de Mar will be quick for this last stint. He's got Mangino's only a couple of seconds ahead, and there's 2 laps to go. But he's basically given up track position here for a faster car, and we'll see how this pans out towards the end of the race. Just over 5 minutes left to go. So yeah, quick run through the grid, and then I think we'll follow how Cafe gets on. Mangino first, Cafe second, Ferdek third, Boskin fourth, Ricky fifth, JC now ahead of this group behind. So JC 6, Jamie in 7th, 2 seconds of penalty to ditch as well by the looks of it. Jason in 8th. All these guys good to the end. We've got Craig in 9th. Might be a bit tight on fuel, but we'll see. Grimlock in 10th. I think that's a retirement from Grim in 10th. But yeah, here we go then for the last 5 minutes of this race. Cafe has to close that gap and overtake Mangino. So we'll see how this pans out. He's already getting close to picking up the toe. So just rejoin the action now, coming onto the long straight. We dive on board with Cafe Del Mar. So yeah, he's picking up the toe now. There's just over a minute left. It's probably be the last lap of the race. And he has a look on inside of the chicane. It's always difficult to go round there, and Mangino just sweeps across with good momentum. So Mangino driving really well at the moment, just fighting the charge of Cafe Del Mar at the moment. If you wonder why Cafe's flashing his lights, I think he's got the lights mapped to a certain part of the pad that makes you flash the lights around when you're cornering. But yeah, Mangino doing really well there, defensively holding on to his place. Still good pace on the slightly worn super softs. Both of these cars really light now. Pretty much all positions being retained behind. We'll have a look at that midfield battle again at the moment. It looks like, just having a look on the graphic there, I think Jason's back up into 6. So JC might have had an incident somewhere, but we'll follow this race until the checkered flag, and then we'll go through the rest of the pack. But yeah, say Cafe doing that extra pit stop. He looked like he was good to the end of the race, and he's just put himself under all sorts of pressure, as Mangino still keeping it neat and tidy as we come up to the last corner of the last lap. And I think Mangino's done enough here. It's not really that much of a heavy break. His Cafe takes a late lunge into the last turn, and it sounds like he's just sent Mangino straight into the wall. That's definitely one for the stewards there. He slows down a bit, but I think that's it. He's going to cross the line in first place, and Mangino getting taken out in the last corner of the last lap after a fantastic battle from these two drivers. Completely different strategies. And yeah, resulted in that right on the last corner. But let's say one for the stewards. So at the moment, Cafe Del Mar taking the checkered flag, Mangino second place. Good drive from Ferdek in third, picking up the last podium spot. And yeah, a bit of a lonely race, but yeah, needed the points nevertheless for his promotion charge. That's Boss in fourth, first appearance in Drec this season. Solid fourth result. Hopefully get to see more of him. It'd be nice to see what sort of points we can get in a full season. I'd imagine he'd be pushing for a T1 promotion as well. That's Boss in fourth, Ricky in fifth. Looks like Jason's closed that gap to Ricky at the late stage of this race, and yeah, he had quite a good gap back to fifth place with 3 minutes 24, and that's the end of that charge. Jason making contact with the wall. He's picked up damage as well, so hopefully he can maintain that fifth place to the end. But yeah, Boss crossing the line in fourth place. Looks like Ricky's gonna hold on to fifth place now. Boss has got a little bit of damage to carry to the end of the race in sixth. Jamie in seventh, Craig in eighth. JC in ninth. Looks like, oh, there's a bit of coming together with Craig and Jamie racing right into the end across the field, and Craig just doing enough to hold on to 8th place there. No, he doesn't, as Jamie sweeps ahead. So I was looking at the graphic there. It's Jamie back up into 7th place, Craig back down to 8th. He might well have yielded that because of the contact. I weren't really didn't quite catch that. But anyway, Ricky in 5th, Jason in 6th, just about in the end. Jamie in 7th, Craig in 8th, JC in 9th, and Grimlock in 10th. And well, action-packed race, fantastic racing across the field. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.